Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Sagittarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Sagittarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Seven of Swords. You're somebody who, I feel like you're usually very trusting of people, you know? Like you give people the benefit of the doubt. I feel that you like to believe that people are inherently good, okay? I feel that you are usually kind of a very confident person. Like you feel like you have an aura about you right now that is very confident and is confident enough to kind of trust other people until they give you a reason not to, obviously, right? But you kind of have that, you have that power, that energy about you right now. There's a vibrance in your aura that, in a way, doesn't really care what other people say or do, you know? So there's a confidence that, you know, I can walk safely through the room, you know, or exist at work or with family, friends, whatever it is. I can be out in the world and I can be myself. It doesn't really matter much if people like me or don't like me, because there's that almost an inner trust, you know, that inner confidence. I feel like right now there are some distractions going on in your life. There's something that in this kind of flow state that we are in, there's something that's kind of something that's weighing on your mind a little bit. Something that might even be, you're not sure what to make of it yet. Kind of, I don't know if somebody's giving you a reason not to trust them, or if there is a difficulty at the moment trying not to care what a certain person thinks or says or does. Okay, thoughts, words, and deeds, right? That's all that we really are, yeah? In our human interactions, right? That's the way in which we tend to relate to most people. Thoughts, words, and deeds, right? Kind of, it's a flow that comes out of us. Let's see the context of this card. We've got a Queen of Pentacles. Maybe an older female energy in your life. Okay. Maybe an earth sign. Also could be a Virgo energy. Not to throw Virgo under the bus. Here's an 8 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles. Ooh, a lot of Pentacles. Ah, the 2 of Cups. All right. All right. There may be, yeah, there may be an older female energy that is sort of, it might be the opinions or the criticisms of the, you know, one of the few people that we really are sensitive to. You know, I feel like you don't care what 99% of the people think about you, right? But there's a short list. There are a few people that their opinions do matter, right? Their opinions do matter. Let's look at the path of the serpent really quick. I kind of see a trend here with this earth energy, and I kind of like what I see. We have the lust or strength card. We have another earth energy with the Prince of Pentacles. We got the 3 of Swords, and, ooh, yeah, we've got the Emperor at the end there. The Emperor is the sort of, the fortified ego that knows how to manifest. That is in control of the situation, is in control. That is kind of what I was feeling with your confidence, right? Your ability to make your decisions and walk through the room and, you know, have your thoughts, words, and deeds, that we're not being unnecessarily influenced by other people. Okay? So I feel like despite the influence of this person, yeah, you are still uniting with what matters most to you. This Two of Cups is absolutely important. This is the crux of the whole thing right here. This is the very center of the tarot table today. It's the axis mundi, it's the galactic center, it's the Two of Cups right here in the middle. Okay? And this is what it is all about. Despite the criticisms, despite the failures, what I kind of feel like is that this 7 and 7 over here, right? You might be feeling a little bit discouraged. I wonder if this is the person that maybe isn't, I don't know, maybe they are sort of criticizing you, but I feel like they're motivating you. I feel more than it's just like it's telling you how terrible you are, right? I feel like they're kind of giving you the constructive criticism that you need right now. And I feel like they're trying to lift you up. They're trying to motivate you. They're trying to get you to not give up. Maybe the 7 of Swords with the 7 of Pentacles is that we've been kind of secretly or not so secretly harboring these doubts, self-doubt, that we've been sort of criticizing ourselves for something that didn't quite go according to plan yet. Okay. So I feel that this earth energy is very important, and it may be an older female energy in your life. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to put Tiny Bob Ross right on top. Happy little Bob, happy little card. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need, okay? If at any point during this message you feel like you may know what that card is, put your prediction in the comments down below. Yeah. Now, as we look around the room, we see 2 major arcana energies, both very fiery. Both are fire signs, right? But it's not Sagittarius sign. It's Aries and Leo. Where's the Sagittarius energy, right? I feel as if this this combination is telling you to keep going, to find your fire, find your passion here, and keep doing what you love, because it means something, it matters, and it is working, and it will be productive. You will find success. Okay, and I feel like the Queen of Pentacles is here, whether it's in a physical embodiment in an actual person, or if this is a subset of your own personality that's trying to get you to kind of look at the long and winding road, look at the ups and downs and the twists and turns of your life, and realize how far you've come, and kind of like, don't stop now, you know? Kind of with the fire energy that we see on this side, right? Kind of saying, just keep going. What are you doing doubting yourself? What are you doing questioning yourself? This isn't a failure. This is exactly where you've had to navigate. Okay? But I feel like you're experiencing a lot more growth than you realize, whether this is in a personal development, spiritual development kind of thing, if it's physical, financial, mental, emotional, or spiritual, creative. I feel like it's more physical, financial because of the obvious, earth cards here. We have 2 majors, and they're of a fiery nature. We don't have any other fire cards, which I think is significant, because that's what we're trying to get back. We're trying to tap into that infinite power source in our spirit, We've got a little bit of water, and this is what we're clinging to. We need this water. This is the nourishing love. This is that life-giving water. Okay, the lustral waters here. We obviously have air, and the air is what we're dealing with now, these thoughts of doubt. I think the worry here of kind of the worry that we're not doing so well, the worry that we are not going to do well, the worry that whatever progress we have made has been too little too late, all these kinds of things that are, in a way, not necessarily true, but we believe them. Okay? And then, of course, we have our earth cards. Primarily, this is about physical health or financial health, maybe both. Okay? The 7 of Pentacles in the recent past. Probably you're working on building up your finances. You're working on some health goals, whatever they are. Okay, for me, trying to drop a couple pounds. I'm trying to, kind of get heart healthy, work on my cardiovascular a little bit, put the strain off my body. I had a liver transplant about 15 years ago, so I should probably focus more on some physical goals, right? Financial goals too, trying to get out of debt, trying to, have a little bit of savings set aside, that sort of thing. And when we look at it, we may think, nothing is growing, nothing's working. I'm doing all this work, but I have nothing to show for it. I planted the seeds, no crops have grown. I feel and I believe that the Queen of Pentacles is here to say, look at how far you have come, and realize that while things might not be perfect right now, you may not be at the summit of the mountain, but you've come a darn long way. You've come quite far from where you were. And it may not feel like that. I mean, I get on the scale, I think, well, I lost 1 pound in the last month. I'm like, come on, right? But I think that, we have to give ourselves the credit. We have to learn to see the positive and to see really how far we have come in a lot of other ways too. It's not just about the number that we see. Right? It's about the transformation in our soul. It's about how we feel. It's about the realignment and the transformation internally, right? Like, for example, we may not see the number on the scale go down very far, but maybe we're building up more muscle. We're well hydrated now. We're kind of sort of vibrant with a different kind of energy that might not be the metric that we were looking for. Does that make sense? So I feel that this card is trying to show you the long winding road that you've been through already and say you have really done a lot. You've come a long way, and we should be motivated by that and not kind of demotivated, right? We shouldn't lose steam every time we look at the past and we think, oh gosh, I barely did anything. It did seem like I didn't move the needle at all, right? And the Queen, I think, is trying to show you that, no, you really did. So we can do something about this doubt, okay? We need to recognize that this is part of a larger complex underneath the surface in your life with the connection of the Swords cards here. Because the Three of Swords is the connection to history, memory, the way we are repeating patterns, the way we are repeating thought patterns, unconscious programming, things from our childhood, things from our young adulthood, memories of things, right? Rather than things actually being true and present right now, we're sort of running through these old models and old conversations from when we were little, most of the time. And so this is kind of like saying it doesn't matter how much progress you actually made. You're probably going to look at it and think, I'm a failure. I didn't do enough. The needle barely moved. And we have that negative internal dialogue. And that's a problem, right? Because it doesn't matter how far we actually have grown. Because look, you got the Eight of Pentacles inside of you here, down beneath the surface. The Eight of Pentacles, you're doing the right things and they're having an effect. They are working. But we're looking at it as a failure. We're looking at it as, it didn't work. Or I didn't do it enough. I didn't get far enough, right? I didn't manifest it as perfectly as I saw it in my head, right? Now, we can always become better magicians. So I think we take this constructive criticism that this other person may be offering you, and we may not really want it. We may not like it. But let's not use it as sort of an unmotivator. Let's use it constructively. Let's say, okay, what is the reality here? What could I do better? What could I do differently? What could I change? When we see a Four of Pentacles, we start looking for the Five. We start thinking, okay, maybe things have become too routine. Maybe what I have to do is add a little bit of something else, that little je ne sais quoi, as they say, into the routine, because maybe things have stagnated. Maybe I've been going to the gym, I've been doing the same exercises on the same machines, the same repetitions at the same weight for a few months now, and I don't see any progress, right? So it could be an indication that maybe we have to switch things up. We have to add a little bit of change, sprinkle in a little bit of variety here. Okay? But the 4 is a very solid foundation. And I think that what you're doing in your life, you may not feel like you're doing anything all that great. You may feel kind of the self-criticism. You may feel like this other person, if it is a physical embodiment, that they're criticizing you too. Okay? They're not. I feel that what you're doing through your activities is you've set up a wonderful foundation, a wonderful set of habits, right? A routine in your life that is going to support you for a long, long time. Okay? And so we may not see the numbers yet that we want. We may not see the benefits, you know, like, I know it's kind of like when we go to the gym, you work out, you come home, you look in the mirror and you think, I look the same, right? And then you do it again tomorrow, go to the gym, you rush home, you look in the mirror, I look the same, right? But you look back to where you were 6 months ago and you say, damn, that's a big change, right? And so it's kind of like we're establishing habits that are going to support us for the rest of our lives. This is the habits of physical, financial, this is our budget. This is our intentional eating. This is our intentional movement. This is adequate sleep, right? And this is stress reduction, okay? Kind of, psychic management in a way, where we're trying to understand that, I may have these good habits, these physical habits set up, but if my mind isn't right, then the whole thing's going to fall apart. So we're trying to get our mind right, and we're trying to feel the love. We're trying to love ourselves, and in a way that is kind of patting ourselves on the back. Yeah, let's just call it what it is. The 2 of Cups. We want the self. We want to appreciate ourselves and love ourselves. We want to realize that we have been doing the right things. Okay, and I think we are growing more than we realize. The 8 of Pentacles beneath the surface, a card of patience. It's a card of slow and organic growth. It's not a card of rushing forward and suddenly achieving, all of these things like overnight. No, whether we're talking physical or financial, health or wealth, it takes time. Okay? It's a little bit every day. It's a dollar a day into the savings account that eventually is going to build up into a nice nest egg, But if you look at it every day, you think, God, I still only have 12 cents in there, Well, wait 6 months and then look at where you've gotten, and the thing is that if you take that 6 months, and I don't know if that's any kind of a time frame for you, but if you take that period of time, you look at the day 1 and day 180, let's say, you can see a huge difference. But on any given day, you might have had to borrow money from that savings account to pay a bill. You might have gone up in weight a little bit because you were working out more and you're eating more and you're building muscle or something like that, right? Or you have more water on you, or it's just something else is going on and I didn't quite stick to my diet that month or that week or that day. So in the day-to-day, there's going to be tremendous fluctuations, ups and downs, twists and turns, right? But this card is kind of representing your future self too. This is kind of like saying who you are right now is a result of all the choices that you've made in the past. And you've come a long way. Who you are now is vastly different than you were even a week ago, let alone a month or 6 months or a year ago. Okay? But in the day-to-day reality, it feels like I didn't do so good today. I didn't see enough change today. I didn't do so well. The needle's not going in the right direction today or for the last week or something. But at the end of the larger period of time, we can see that it is, And so this card represents the ups and downs, the twists and turns of life. That as long as the line is going up and to the right in a larger time frame, you've got nothing to worry about. Right? There's going to be, it's like the stock market, obviously, right? There's a lot of fluctuation on the day-to-day. We need to be in it for the long term. And that's why it's important that you set up these good habits for yourself now, which you are doing. Because you understand that you have the patience. You understand that things take time. So what you're doing is you're taking this criticism constructively, And you are realizing that what you don't want is to repeat some patterns from childhood, or to have those programs running, or to let those complexes really kind of destroy your work that you're doing now, what you're building, right? You are the builder here with the Prince of Pentacles. So you're very aware of your kind of unconscious tendencies, the history, the complexes, the knots of karma, the way we might repeat stories that we were told when we were kids about ourselves, right? You're very conscious of that, and I think you're keeping this Three of Swords at bay. I know it's not the card we want to have in a reading, but at least it's in the right place. It's in the place of the card we don't want. We recognize it and we say, I see you, and I don't want it. So I'm going to be very mindful, and I'm going to check myself when I start having these kind of doubts, and when I start getting down on myself and beating myself up, I'm going to stop doing it. I'm going to recognize that, and I'm going to give myself this really big Two of Cups hug, right? I think that you have come a long way, and you deserve to smile and feel good about your progress, and not feel the Seven of Swords as an attack on you, or that there is resistance internally, or that that anything is going to be allowed to diminish the significance of what you've already accomplished, right? The Two of Cups is really, this is a gift, okay? This is a gift. This is saying that, being able to have this look at the past, and even if it is the physical embodiment, another person that is trying to tell you, hey, look at what you've already done. Like, look at who you were 6 months ago, right? Or 7 months maybe, right? 7 of Pentacles. That's a gift. Right? That's a gift. And if this person is giving you that kind of constructive criticism to say, hey, why don't you try doing this? Maybe you could do it better this way. Or have you read that book? Or have you thought about doing this? That's kind of a gift too. Right? And I don't think it's meant from that, if it is a person, I don't think it's meant to be harsh or critical. I think it's meant from love, but the way we take it, it kind of sounds like criticism. But I feel like it's a gift. Anytime, I think generally in life, anytime somebody criticizes us, we need to look at it as a gift. We need to say, thank you. Thank you. Because now you've just given me an edge in life. Now you've just given me some tool that I can use so that I can rise even higher and I could do even better. It doesn't mean they're right. It doesn't mean that we have to then feel like, oh, ouch, oh, that stung, you know. When somebody gives us their opinion about us, or tries to criticize our work or what we have done, that is power. That person unknowingly is giving us power, okay? Because they're giving us kind of a different perspective to think about. It's like, and not that their opinion is correct or that we have to believe every word they say. No, that's not it. But we can transmute. We can transmute that dialogue, that information coming in. We can transmute it into love, into how do I take what they said and make this, what can I implement? What can I distill from that? Yeah. Just as the Queen of Pentacles is looking at the past and trying to distill from the past, looking back at the last 6 months of your life and thinking what worked and what didn't work, and how can I implement that wisdom, right? This is a very practical wisdom with the Queen of Pentacles. Always looking at the past and recapitulating, looking at the history and thinking, what did I learn and what tools did I gain? Right? Because you're so much, more, you're so much more than you were 6 months ago. Even just in experience and knowledge and wisdom and actionable tools, And I think we have to look at it the same way when somebody else chooses to give us their unsolicited opinion. Sometimes we can take it as maybe someone in your life is doing it to kind of hurt you or to set you back, or you have competition and they're trying to get under your skin. They're playing that kind of game with you. Well, we can take it in with strength and confidence and say thank you, because you think that you're hurting me, but what you're doing is you're empowering me even more. Right? In several ways. One of which is this strength card or lust card, right? Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. These readings are totally free. The luster strength card is saying, like, I can absorb all of the energy around me and I can transmute that into power and energy and passion. In other words, we sublimate a little bit. When somebody tries to hurt us with their criticisms, we can take it as a kind of ferocious motivation to say, oh yeah, watch me climb higher, watch me do it faster, or watch me kind of work harder, you know. And it's not always easy to do that, but I think that we try to transmute everything with love. We try to, every energy that comes into us from outside, we try to filter it through that self-love and say, how can I use this to better myself, to heal myself, to motivate myself? How can I use that as fuel, right? This is like the fuel filter, right, in the car, and it's sort of taking whatever's coming in, as corrupted or as nasty, as, I don't know, as dirty as it may be. We're filtering it through our self-love, and it's becoming pure fuel, right? Pure energy for us. Okay, and I think that we can do that in this situation, and that's I feel like that's really how we get over here, and we get this passion, right? This is a discipline though too. Okay, this is a confidence and a discipline, a self-control. This is realizing what we are capable of. And really, this is us trying to get our fire burning brighter, okay? Especially because we don't have any fire over here. This is, you know, for all intents and purposes, kind of dull and heavy energy. All the earth energy that we have in the reading is kind of saying, like, things have been slow and heavy. Things have felt very sluggish, right? And it's the earth, it's the nature of the element. Earth is the slowest moving, the slowest evolving energy. Okay? It vibrates at a very slow frequency, very low frequency, slow vibrations, right? Of course, the fire and the air and even the water are vibrating much faster than the earth. So it's kind of like our expectations, our thoughts and our words and our heart and our mind is rushing forward so fast, and we look back and it's like we're waiting for the earth energy to just kind of slowly, it's like a sloth, you know, and that's a quality of the earth energy. It's the kind of, you know, is sloth. But like the animal, you know, just slowly moving, and it's just like we're the rabbit that's rushed forward. It's like, hurry up, you know. And so there is that need for patience. Okay, because your mind and your heart and your soul may already be miles ahead, but we got to wait. You know, it's slow and steady. It's got to take time. It's not, the earth energy is not going to catch up with the, you know, where sometimes we have to, we got to slow down our anxiety a little bit. And maybe that's kind of part of what we're dealing with, is a little bit of that. But I feel like this is the return of that confidence, where we feel like we're going to allow these very positive feelings to come in, and we're going to recognize our own capabilities, our own power. Okay, this is a return of the passion for you. This is a return of the motivation. This is kind of like saying, you know, this is like it's a Leo energy. It's a fixed fire energy. So it's saying, there's no way that I'm quitting. I'm staying consistent on the gas pedal. You know, and this is perseverance. This is longevity. This is realizing that I've got to sustain my power and energy, my enthusiasm, my motivation indefinitely. Okay, because what happens is when we start something, we feel very, very motivated, and we start doing it. Go to the gym every single day. I'm always like this. Go to the gym every single day, and then at the end of the week, it's like, oh man, it's like, I'm not seeing any changes really. Like, I'm doing all this work, and I'm just tired. I don't see any benefit, you know. And so we kind of slowly, we fizzle out. We fall back into our old habits. Okay, and that's not going to really make the grade in the long run, right? It's like you're saving money. And if after the first month you say, gosh, I barely saved anything. Well, screw saving. I'm just going to take that 12 cents and I'm just going to spend it on a stick of gum or something. and we sort of give up, right? But I feel like you love yourself too much to give up. And I feel like we're getting motivated again, because this is the card that says, how do I motivate myself when I'm not feeling motivated? How do I motivate myself when I'm kind of looking in the mirror, I'm thinking, nothing's changed, right? Well, maybe we have to look at where we were 6 months ago and say, holy smokes, I really have come a long way, right? And maybe we can get motivated by that person that's sort of criticizing us. Maybe that's going to fire us up. Whatever it takes to get fired up again, you know? So it is a gift. And we are building. We have a fixed fire. We have a fixed earth energy. You are the builder, the Taurus energy, the Prince of Pentacles in the environment. You're the one out there doing the work consistently. You're showing up every day. You're putting in work. Maybe it's become a little routine. Maybe we need to spice things up a little bit. We need to get a little bit of that passion back and either do, I don't know, it's like add more weight or more repetitions or go to the gym at a different time of the day. You know, just switch things up. Do we have to go to a different venue? Do we have to find a different environment to be in? What can we do to sort of, maybe we change the music we're listening to in our headphones, you know? We can spice it up a little bit, right? But it's the consistency that is key for you. This is the card, like I said, shows up every day. Yeah. Real change is slow and lasting. Whether these are physical or financial goals, or health, wealth, you know, whatever the goals are, slow and steady, right? It's going to win the race. And this is the builder. It's like the architect and the, you know, everybody else involved may already be imagining the finished product, but you're like, hey, it's like I'm nailing boards together. It's going to take a minute for me to build the building. You know, you're trying to build like a skyscraper and everybody's just like, in my mind, it's already done. Like, hurry up, where is it? You know, it's like, it takes time, you know, to build it. Like my daughter and or my family, my wife and my daughter, we're in the car, we're driving her to her classes, and we go down a particular highway to get to some of her classes. And we pass by it's a big Walmart like distribution center. And there's all these trucks and stuff, and they're like building a new one next to it. I don't know what it is. I guess it's another wall. I don't know what it is. They're building another huge warehouse kind of thing. And every time we drive by, they've got one more section of the wall built. It's all just the kind of steel girders and whatever, and they're slowly putting the walls on. Every time we go by, my daughter's like, that building's almost done. It's almost done. It's almost done. And it's just... it feels like it's taking forever. Like in our minds, when we talk about it, we're like, well, what if it's this huge Walmart? What if it's this big? What if it's a big like indoor like trampoline park? What if it's like, you know, what if it's a huge playground in there? What if it's swimming pools? Like what could it be? But it's been months now. It feels like it's taken years for it to be built. And it's kind of like, yeah, it's, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day kind of thing. Okay. And she says, you know, Daddy, why isn't it done yet? I said, well, you know, it takes time. It's people that are over there, like, building the thing, like, with their hands, you know. And do they work at night? Probably not. It's probably too dark. You know, and people have to go home. They have families. They have other things to do. And she's just like, well, I want it to be done. And it's like, well, everybody does, but it takes time. And if you want to do it right, you have to be patient. You have to take your time. You don't want to do too much too fast anyway, right? And we start making mistakes. I wonder if the Two of Cups is you finding also something else in your life to do, so this isn't your only focus. I almost wonder, it's kind of like we start going to the gym not with a goal in mind, not with this idea of, okay, if I work out and I eat right for a few months, I'll be fit, I'll be healthy, I'll get to my goals, that'll be good, right? What if we just make it something we enjoy? What if we say, I'm just going to go to the gym and like, I'm just going to enjoy it. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to talk to people. I'm going to like get sweaty. I'm going to lift. I'm going to get all sore and stuff. And, you know, we'll grunt and drop the weights and all that fun stuff that we do at the gym. Or if it's like you're trying to learn how to bowl, right? You want to be the best bowler, right? Well, having like 10 frames, I think it's 10, having 10 frames in your bowling game, it puts the pressure on. It's like, gosh, I better be good. Every bowl better be like perfect or I'm going to lose, you know. What if there was no end? What if it's just like, I'm just here to bowl. I'm gonna set it up for like 1,000 frames. Doesn't matter. Infinite bowling. And I'm just gonna keep bowling. I'm gonna have fun with it. I'm gonna try different things. I'm gonna do it with my eyes closed. I'm gonna run backwards. I'm gonna do a flip. I'm gonna like try to heave the ball. Don't do that. Because that makes it, it makes it more fun. Brings our passion back, brings our joy back, right? But then it also helps us to train. Because then when we do have the pressure on, then we're gonna perform a little bit better, I think. It's gonna bring the joy back to it a little bit. But it's also gonna bring the skill, right? And the development, the strength. But I feel like it also is allowing us to reach those kinds of goals in a much easier way. Because it's not so much the pressure, okay, I'm in the gym because I've got to do these exact things, and then in 6 months I'll be okay, right? Maybe that's putting too much pressure on us, and we get too much stress, too much anxiety, too much of like the cortisol or whatever. And if we just find a way to make it more enjoyable, say, I'm here. Yeah, of course I have goals, but I'm just going to enjoy the hour at the gym, and I want to do as much as I can. Yeah, I've got my list of exercises I want to do, but I'm going to just focus on the moment, and I'm going to find ways to make it a little bit more playful, maybe a little bit more fun. I'm not going to put that pressure on myself that this is kind of a result that I'm after. Okay? And then I think that helps with our consistency. The Three of Swords, like I said, this is something we got to avoid because this is that unconscious restriction, right? This is like all the inner resistance. This is the friction inside of you, right? It's Saturn in Libra. It's kind of like this is some unconscious sort of tendency that really tries to get you to do less and less and less, right? Overthink more and act less. Don't do the thing, right? It's kind of a safety mechanism in a way. Something kicks in and tells us, go home, get back under the covers, get back in bed, get out of here, go home, and don't do it, right? And I think we need to realize our tendencies in that way, and we need to sort of combat them the most that we can. Because I feel like this is going to take the criticism from other people, even if it's constructive, even if it's done with love, and we're going to interpret it as, oh, there's my dad again telling me I'm worthless, or whatever, right? Not that your dad did that, but you get the idea, right? That it's basically gonna be our inner child having that conversation with an authority figure when we're little, and that's not something that's gonna be productive for us today, you know? And so we have to be aware of this without falling into that trap, okay? That trap of like the sorrow of life, right? The Emperor at the end here, I think that's somebody who is very stabilized in this work, right? This is the throne of the Emperor. This is the earthly power, and that power comes through your routines, through your foundation, through your habits. Good, strong, positive habits that you've built into yourself. This is the result of bowling, infinite bowling, right? This is the result of, going to the gym and just doing the thing because we like to do it, because it's fun. We're finding a way to enjoy it so that we can do it every day or every other day or whatever, and build it into a habit. Okay, this Emperor is the one that can control and direct the earthly power. So we're in control of our resources. And so really, this is an act of magic. This is manifestation. This is fire, right? Fire and earth. Fire and earth. Fire and earth. We're getting the thing done. We're doing it. We're reaching our goals. This is the foundation from which the Emperor sits on that throne and is able to reach up into the ether, into the spiritual realm, and pull down our goals and manifest them in front of us like a magic trick. Yeah. Of course, it takes work. This is our own personal authority. This is us believing that we're in control of what we do. And there's a pride here, too. There's a pride. There's a pride in both of these. And I think we need to feel passionate about this, and we need to feel proud of the progress that we've made and that we will continue to make. Let's look at the mystery card. I want more love. I want another 6, but I feel like it's going to be more pentacles. Yeah, let's see what we have. Of course, it's the Magician. It's the art and science of manifestation. It is you mastering the art and science of manifestation. If you commit your thoughts, words, and deeds to something, you will make it a reality. Okay? And I think that the Two of Cups is this lustral water that is allowing you to cleanse what's inside of you, right? The magician is the conduit, the one that is the kind of clear channel for the spiritual divine force. From fire to earth. The fire comes in the top, comes out, and is transmitted to the earth. The magician is the transmitter. It is the magical wand, right? And I feel that when we are able to deal with the heart and mind stuff inside of us, the human personality, right? When we're able to purify that and find a way to make that work for us instead of against us, this channel becomes much more clear and things flow out of us more smoothly, you know? And we're able to reach our goals with a lot less friction. Yeah, so whatever's going on right now in your life, look at it as a gift and look at it as allowing you the opportunity to clear this channel so that you can reach your goals with less friction and probably faster too, and with a lot more joy. Yeah. Let's do an extended reading. We're going to do an I Ching hexagram. We're going to do some oracle cards. There's a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Sagittarius, Wednesdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you want to watch these readings at the website, go to doveandserpenttarot.com, okay, or you can find me on Patreon. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. These readings are totally free. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.